The Life Changer, Chapter 2. It was a bright sunny day, and all the people of Lafayette were happy that their daughter, Humi, was going to the university. That was more than 20 years ago. My father agreed on the condition that I got married before I graduated. That was another story. My husband, your father, agreed we should marry even before I went for my registration. So for me and members of the community, it was double celebration of sorts. I didn't know how right my husband was until I set foot into the university. The first thing that struck me was the carefree attitude of the people there. Everybody was going about their business without apparent care in the world. What was even more striking was that it was difficult to tell who was a student and who was a teacher. I mean, in my secondary school, we all had uniforms as students. Only the teachers were allowed to come in their private dresses. Wait, Mom, you mean I would not be required to wear uniforms again? Sadly, not for you, my learned friend. You people at the Faculty of Law have what they call dress code, which comprises black trousers, white shirts, and black neckties for boys, and ditto for girls, except that in place of trousers, the girls wear skirts. But even that is during classes only. It's not so bad after all. No, it isn't. And really, it makes you kind of stand out of the crowd. It makes you special in a sense. Then what happened, Mommy? Jamila asked. What happened where? After you noticed that students and staff were not dressed differently. My dear Jamila, I didn't say they were not dressed differently. I said the students were not required to wear uniforms. As for difference in dressing, that was one of the first things you would notice. And Omar, you'd better pay attention here. The way the girls in the university dress leaves very little to the imagination. What does that mean? Bint asked. It means they dress almost naked. This is very serious, Mom, and the university allows that. In my school, for just wearing the wrong color of sandals, you would be sent home. Bent, your school is a primary school now. You cannot compare it to the university. I know Bint is wondering. Discipline and decency should be permanent aspects of human character. They should not be limited to a certain level or category of schooling, Omar said. This interruption would not help us children. I thought I was telling you about my reaction to this freedom of dressing when I first entered the university. No more interference, please. Let me tell you guys our experience with Salma. Salma was a fair complexioned girl, tall, slim, and rather busty. That last was obvious to see, even to some of us who were recently married. The tight fitting clothes she wore made you wonder how long it took her to wiggle herself into them. She had on very dark sunshades, which accentuated a formidable appearance. The young men around were openly ogling her, while the few of us ladies belonging to the old school even then pretended not to notice her. We were at the faculty registration office. The lecturer in charge had taken ages to come, and when he did, it was taken eternity to start. No one entered the office after him, and we stood in the queue for like an hour without movement. This Salma of a girl had come barely 15 minutes, and she was all over the place grumbling about the ineptitude of the registration officers, the so called university lecturers. They are, all of them, inconsiderate, she declared. They are so artless it is odd to imagine they have children at home. She was last on the queue but would not stay at her place. One young man addressed her politely and said, "Young lady, some of these people have been here for far longer than you've been and are patient enough to wait for the lecturer to get ready so they could all proceed to the next level of the registration exercise." "You don't know these people as I do," Salma said. "If you wait here, that is how they would keep you till dusk doing nothing. They have nothing to do but to frustrate you. They are like the policemen at the checkpoint. If they stop you with unnecessary queries, it is not so much because they want bribe. This is a given. But sometimes they want to delay you as long as possible to keep them company till the next vehicle arrives. It can be so lonely manning the road as a policeman." "You mean there is no difference between your lecturers and the policemen on the road?" the young man asked. "They are all the same. In fact, you're better off with a policeman because at once you know where you are with him. Whether you're right or wrong, just grease his palms and he would allow you to pass. With lecturers, you do not even know where you stand. As a boy, they would ask you for money. As a girl, they would ask you for a date. Just like that." "What do you mean, just like that?" "Of course, it is in return for a favor desired. Like the monkey in this office, whoever he is. I mean, you cannot just leave people standing on the queue while you are inside doing nothing. So if I have the opportunity, I would go and give him 2 or 3 thousand naira to pocket and he would attend to me." "You are sure about that, my dear?" "Sure. But why are you asking me so many questions?" Salma removed her sunshades and looked intently at the young man interrogating her. "I just find your allegation a trifle sweeping. Too general, if you ask me. You don't know these lecturers as I do. This is not my first university, you know." "I can imagine," the man said. "Just now, you were saying if we allow you to go in, you could influence the man to get the registration process started." "Yes, please. Money moves mountains," Salma said. "I thought it was faith in the original." "Never mind," Salma said, putting her glasses back on. The man cleared his throat and addressed us. "Ladies and gentlemen, can we please allow this? What's your name?" He turned to Salma. "Salma Muhammad." "Ladies and gentlemen, can we allow Salma Muhammad here to precede us to see the lecturer so that the registration can be get started?" "Yes," we all answered in unison. Just then, the lecturer's door opened and the man inside came out with a wet duster in his hand. He turned and locked the office. We all kept quiet, baffled. "The office is ready now, sir," the man said, turning to address no other person than the young man who had been engaging Sama in conversation. I did not understand what was happening at first. No one did. Meanwhile, Salma had removed her glasses for the second time and was looking at the young man strangely, speechless. Comprehension dawned on us almost at once. Everybody kept quiet. The man with the duster stretched out his hand and gave the young man the office key. Thank you, John, the young man said. Is there anything more you want me to do, sir? No, John. Just try to be faster with the cleaning job. It is not good to keep our new students waiting, you know. I am sorry, sir. I am sorry, my dear students. John turned hurriedly, walked away from the scene. All eyes were now on the young lecturer who had all along been staying with us and was enduring what we were going through as his office was being cleaned. As for Sam, she just stood there, shivering like some rain-drenched chicken. The man calmly walked by us, helping his office, and before he entered, said, "Please be orderly. We would soon be done with the screening exercise. Maintain the first come, first served order. Thank you." It disappeared into the office. All eyes now turned to Salma. She was suddenly bereaved of words. She was fidgeting and was busy looking at the design of her shoes all the remaining period till my turn came and I entered to be screened. Within a very short time, I was done, and I proceeded to the department for my matriculation number and other matters. I did not see Summer again till some few months into the semester. Wow, that was thrilling. Tima was beside herself with laughter. Just wait till I tell you what happened during my departmental registration. What happened, Mom? Omar asked.